Let's begin. Thanks for being here. So, in an internal, feeling way, reach down. Feel your sit bones, your tailbone getting plugged into the sitting surface. Let the feet grow spacious, active, and the hands relaxed. Maybe you can feel some of that lift and that buoyancy, that upward movement. Just like that aortic arch. There's an upward and downward motion of both the blood and the structure as it grows. And that blood goes down, down along the inside of the spine. So maybe you too can get a sense of the lift, the buoyancy, the up, as well as that descend and down. Let the ribs expand a bit more. Inhaling, deepening the expansion. Exhaling, enriching the expression of the abdomen and soft tissues near the hip bone and navel area. Your intention for your practice is it to explore, to brighten, to exchange behaviors, to spot something and change? Is it to renew? To prune? To release? This would be a good use of brevity of language. So just an internal statement, extremely brief. Language is such a strong path right into our persona, ego persona, the structure of self. Now let's move into rounds of Uddiyana. If you're seated up on something, move it back so you can get fingertips to ground. Oops. Inhale, press the fingertips down, chest grows tall, shoulders slide down. Squeezing a bit the shoulder blades. You can pronounce that stretch through the chest bones and muscles. Hold. Tail sinks down. The neck and the skull. There's buoyancy. Let's bring the hands in front of shins. Exhale everything out. Stay empty. Chin near sternum. Feet active. Drawing belly in. Lift, flaring the ribs out. Relax belly when you need a breath. Let's change the cross of our legs. Fingertips to the ground. Inhale, press with the fingertips. Feet active. Emphasizing broadening, stretching that chest wall. Pause. Hold breath softly. Are you enacting your stated intent? Bringing breath to the area, brightening. All right, bring hands forward, swift, thorough exhale. Stay empty. Draw the belly in, drawing from the perineum, genitals, anus, drawing in back. Use the hands. Lightly pull. So softening through core to lengthen. Flaring ribs. Release to resume breathing. Third round, last round. Soles of feet together, Baddha Konasana. And this round is on your own. Your pace. Begin the third round. Walking the hands forward after that third round. Taking 2 deep breaths to the bottom lobes of the lungs. This is lower ribs. And inhale, let's walk it back. Grab a strap. Straighten out the left leg, bend the right knee. Now I'm setting the bent leg wide, and I'm setting the straight leg out. So I'm really trying to open the area between my inner left leg and my inner right foot. The strap is for the hands. Right arm encircles the right shin. Inhaling, press with that right arm into the leg. Grow vertically. The sit bones press, and it might be one bone that touches the ground. It might be both sit bones. It's okay if that right one is a little off the ground. And exhaling, the left hand, as it pulls, and soften back the left side chest. And release. Inhale, unwind. My left hand is going to support me. I've opened up my loop or my strap. Doesn't matter if it's looped or not. I want it looped. And I hope you can see this. My left hand holds loop that I've just encircled my ankle with. Left hand, loop, right ankle. We're getting into a funny little side bend here. So with my left hand, pulling, inhale, reach the right arm over. We're side bending over the left leg. Now the tendency is this right knee will want to cave in toward the ground. Press through that right foot active. So as your left hand pulls on the ankle, roll open the chest. Alternate help is I might need to put my left elbow up on a prop, giving myself a little higher elevation. There you go. We got this. And release. Inhale, we'll come back upright. We'll switch sides. All right. So the right leg straightens. Okay. Now my left leg, I'm not just putting it in front of my pelvis, not like the Mariachasana, but I'm stepping wide. Almost like I really want to open apart my footing. Okay. Just add a detail. My left foot is pointing this way and my right foot's pointing that way. I'm really trying to open up my footing. Let's start with the left arm and circling the left shin. Strap might be helpful. Inhaling the sit bone or bones. Move the earth. Lengthening through the low back. Lifting through the chest bones. Exhaling the right hand. Helps melt open the right chest wall. Taller and taller. Use that thigh. Press down against that thigh. Grow taller. And release. Inhale as we slightly unwind. The right hand will reach for the left ankle. I'm grabbing the strap. Okay. Now as I grab the strap, as I pull, I can put my elbow down on the ground or a block. It's like I'm doing a little curl with my right arm. Inhale, taking the left arm, reaching over, side bend over the straight leg. I have to work that inner right leg. So different angles of work here. Bringing breath richly into the low back, left side sacrum. Release. Inhaling, we can pull ourselves back up. Lie on back, straddle, lifting through. With legs separated widely, hands behind head. Inhale, pick the head, shoulders up just slightly, enough to feel the low back. Contact ground, exhale. Outreach. Feet active. And gather and express those low belly tissues. Inhale. So you all are well familiar. Let's continue. Let's do 6 more. Continue your pace. Giving ourselves plenty of breath moments to feel how breath encounters the pelvis, the abdomen, the back. When you are through, use your hands to bring your legs back toward each other, to set them down. Remain lying. We'll set up for bridge. If you can scoot one of your blocks next to you, you might like that. The feet set. Fingertips can skim. Exhale, shift the tailbone to the sky. The buttock lifts. The spine lifts. Now use your thumb and forefinger of each hand on the fleshy part of your waist, just above the hip. Get a nice encircling hold over the hip bones. And as you press the bones, inhale, lengthen the ribs away from your fingertips. Exhaling, reach the thigh bones away from your fingertips. And then we'll let the hands relax. If using a block, actually we are using a block, my mistake. Slide one under sacrum. As you reestablish the footing, press, and once more inhale, grow the ribs that telescopic way away from the hip bones. Feel how much of that lengthiness through your spine, and you can sense now we're moving into half Virasana. We'll start with the right hand grabbing the right ankle. I realize there's maybe some knee things, so you might just draw the foot back, hold it. Option 1, half Virasana, remain here. Option 2 is raising the left leg, which will put your weight fully, squarely on that block. Inhale, the left knee toward chest. Exhaling, raising and reaching the left leg up. Switching sides. Inhale, place the left foot down. Set the right foot down. Half Virasana, left hand to left foot. That's option 1. Option 2 is elevating the right leg into sky and reaching these legs apart. And we release. Inhale the right foot down. Return the left foot. When you press the pelvis off the block, remain elevated. Take 2 deep breaths in your super elevated bridge. Lifting the heart away from the low back. Lengthening the sacrum away from the shoulder blades. Exhaling, we'll lower. Spine down to ground. Let's turn to a side pressing to elbows and knees. And if there's some elbow restrictions, you can choose downward dog. Okay. So let's set the elbows under the shoulders, the forearms out in parallel. If the elbows and the forearms are set too narrowly, the shoulders will crowd up and in, like they're moving in toward your chin. So with your back muscles, your armpit muscles, pull. If you have the lats engage, the lats move the shoulder blades, the arm bones, down away from the head. Push the earth. Inhale into back of heart. Soften the neck. Exhale, press the knees off the ground. If your intent is exploration, practice feeling the distribution of breath, the depth, the width. Your intention is to encounter something directly, knowledge, body, information. Are you having that encounter directly? Is the information you're finding derived exactly and directly from body, from cells, from the bodily space? Remain and work with 3 more breaths. The intent stays bright. Release. Inhale, hands under shoulders. Exhale, downward dog. Use the inner parts of your hand and using emotion, almost like you're smoothing out a tablecloth or stretching a canvas around a sphere, pull and broaden apart and down your mat, wrapping the shoulders, but especially that broadening across the top border, the topmost of your shoulder blade. This is kind of trapezius territory. It's the bone of your shoulder blade and the musculature connecting into the neck head. The elbows are in line between the wrist and the shoulders. Your elbows are taking a circuitous route. They're over the edges of the mat. Find out how to rotate those arm bones as you're stretching the canvas around the beach ball in front of you. Lunge. Inhale, step the right foot forward, set the left knee down. Grab your block, and in the lowest setting, the lowest altitude, step your right foot on top of it. Have your weight pressing mainly in the middle of your block, especially if this is a standard size block. So just kind of feel how your weight is going through the right foot, and that most of weight, get it in the center of your block. Inhale, the arms reach up. And with the arms reaching, the ribs get a lift. And as we're reaching up, and take a slight reach back. I have to use my abdominals constructively, intelligently to slightly mitigate the bend in the low back so that I can augment the curve and the reach in more of the upper back. So yes, do use some of that abdominal intelligence. And then breathe into the upper back. It's not enough just to curve it or just to do something to it. Sensing it. Inhale, come back upright. We'll step off of this block, right foot to ground, twisting lunge. Exhale the left arm over the right thigh. Option 1, knee stays down. Option 2 is twisting warrior. Simply press the back knee off the ground. And just like a moment ago, there's some intelligent amount of form, of constructive boundary that will allow us to not just twist to the low back, just start to move the twist through the mid-spine, broadening and opening the chest. Inhaling, unwind. Using block, vertical splits. Shift weight into right foot, elevate left. Let the reach, the powerfulness of the legs help you bring breath right to the center of the pelvis, or the perineum, pelvic floor. Inhale, place the left foot down, and momentarily set the left knee down. Reclaim that block, put your right foot back on top of it. Ekapada prep, right arm the right shin, palms, that's the whole hand, on the ground. Exhaling, press the back knee off the ground. That's 1. 2 is keeping the shoulders moved away from the jaw. Elevate left leg again. If you're doing this Ekapada prep, right shin is married to the right arm. They contact. There you go. Now, extra credit bonus, super duper up level move. Broaden across the top of the ribs and soften at the back of the skull. Yeah, elbows are bent. One more very deep breath. Pushing with the hands, reaching through the left leg. Exhaling, we'll set that left foot down. Carefully step off the block. Inhale the right foot back. Chaturanga. Exhaling to lower. Inhale, coming up. That could be cobra. That could be upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Lunge. Inhale, left foot forward. Set right knee down. Block for left foot. Weight in the middle of block. Inhale the arms up. Lifting the ribs up. Intelligent coordination between the tailbone area muscles and the abdomen. As they work in concert, your low back will have plenty of support. Then moving the breath and the articulation further up the spine, so that kind of eliding past that low back compression and getting mid and that upper back to breathe. There you go. Staying with it. It's worth a few breaths of focused work. It is. If you get a little itchy, I mean that's psychologically, if you get a little itchy in these big chest heart breaths, might be worth investigating, just sticking with it. And inhale, come back upright. And I realize if you've, had shoulder, heart, kinds of anatomy change, you can be working with some unique stretches in the chest, but we can still touch in and notice and visit. Twisting lunge. On exhale, hooking the right elbow over the left thigh. Option 2 is twisting warrior, pressing the back knee off the ground. Inhaling, unwind. Vertical splits, blocks welcome. Exhaling the right leg back. Reach back so that you can lift up. Inhale, bring right foot down, Ekapada prep. Step the left foot back onto the block. Hands, which are palms, fully contacting ground. Left arm, left shin contact. Exhale, knee off ground. Deep breath into the hip, back. Option 2, elevate right leg again. Well, there you go. Elevate. Right leg high, hips high. Consider you're lifting the torso leg vertical. Think vertical, those of you lifting leg, maybe that helps. I know I feel very heavy if I just try to lift leg to horizontal. Inhale, place foot down, remove block. Exhale, chaturanga. And inhale, coming up in the way that is awesome for you. Upward dog, cobra, alternate. Exhale, downward dog. All right. Have a rest. We'll transition to the wall. If you have some elbow things, you may have to try a different way of being upside down, one that isn't so pressing or elbow or tricep intensive. Okay. So we'll keep that in mind. That's a sidebar. We'll be doing these Ekapada push-ups. Fun. Kind of a thrill. So a couple ways we can do them. We can do them in that pushing back way, very strong. And we can do them in a slightly more static way. Let me show you the more, putting it in quotes, static way, so that you can just have lots of options to play with. So in this static ekapada with a wall, I would approach it through the doorway of vertical splits. So all of these things are options, and then they're just here to seed your ideas for your play. Okay. So from your vertical splits, you can lift off of that front heel. Carefully touch the shin to the tricep. And so maybe that's the way that you want to work. You just kind of use the wall to prop you up, and then you've got to snuggle touch the parts together. The other way we usually approach it is by coming up into downward dog at the wall. So this is a different version. Okay. Actually get a little bit closer to the wall, and I pick my feet up higher than the pelvis. And then you select a knee to move toward its armpit. Alternating, say at least 3 a side, maybe as many as 8 a side. Those are strong moves. Let me consider what else might be going on here. There's a need for more options. Just kind of wave at me, show me. Okay, so vertical splits. Vertical splits, that helps us kind of nestle up into ekapada. We're setting up downward dog at the wall. Kind of vary the setup. And then drawing foot from wall into ekapada and pressing back out of it. The pressing, while strong, is very helpful to develop that pushing that helps us push, like pike, push, invert. Okay? It's good strength to have, those little handstand pushes. Okay? All right, I give you some time to work, and I'll just see what I can see. Okay. Now with the ekapada, we remember the shin touches the arm because eventually the foot isn't on the ground. The foot is it's floating. There you go. So you can do vertical splits as a move. And just making sure that we're alternating, or we're about to give time to the other side. And as you're completing, stepping down, we'll give ourselves our strap. And once we squat down, okay, and if you have some knee issues, you know how to elevate either the heel or the butt a little bit. Okay, we're going to go for a little. Okay, so I've got a big loop. So I'm going to get both of my arms around each of their shins. So this isn't too unlike what we play with in tortoise. Both arms encircle the shins, and I'm holding on to the strap across my backside. Now from here, both arms press, inhaling, lengthening through the ribs and the trunk. And release. Bring your arms to the outsides of your legs. Palm the ground. You may have to tip back a little bit. You're going to practice just one time pushing the feet out into that L-sit. Palm, press, legs go straight out in front. Have a very soft sit. All right. And if you're not sure or you're not pleased, you can do it a second time. I'll show you. Okay, so just having come out of that Pashasana, I'm bringing my hands under the shoulders. I have to use that abdominal business. I have to at least kind of help draw the weight of my pelvis up. To either scoot or extend the legs out. Lie back. Shavasana. And once you're lying back, if you need to kind of corkscrew and reach one arm out to the side and then let it kind of unfurl and then corkscrew, reach the other arm out to the side and let it unfurl. And just going back and forth in that corkscrewing, one arm externally rotates, reach, unfurl, the other arm corkscrews and reaches and unfurls. That back and forth, as you do it on the ground, you'll notice there's a little wave that you make through the ribs and the spine. It's like a little nudge over. Might just help to kind of soften and massage the upper back. And then allow the shoulder blades to melt heavily. Onto the ground. Feel the weight of arms. And I'd like to spend a little time here in the arm limbs. This feeling of weight. It's an outcome of allowing the arms, nothing else to reach for. This can be a psychologically challenging operation. If the mind wants to go and do and get and on to the next, it's very likely the hands are kind of wanting to move and adjust or kind of pull away from the ground to, like, you can almost feel the impulse to leave or go or move or reach. And by feeling the weight and the gravity, we create a very, I'm going to make up a phrase here, a little peaceable conflict. Action, counteraction. There's something a way of behaving that's highlighting our impulse. And as you're relaxing and feeling the weight of the arm, notice what happens in the quality of mind. Slow down? Does it speed up? Does it settle? And even if you cannot lie down in Shavasana, this can be practiced seated and there's a new term now that I've heard. Idle grasp. The inner movements of the mind are so momentous that they impulsively and almost without our conscious knowing move the hands. And these practices of stillness directly interface with those tendencies and those impulses. And they just help us notice. And when you're ready, bend knees, turn to a side, use hands, both hands, and press up to seated. So this is a gesture that we do often. We place the palms together in front of the heart, touching the thumbs to the breastbone. Let's just pause for 2 breaths with the hands quietly near the heart. Namaste.